on track to become the hottest in history. Authorities are ramping up efforts to mitigate the threat of a water crisis.
The authority says the next 6 weeks will be a critical period for water management. Jesse Ramdio explains.
Sizzling temperatures have not only been adding to daily discomforts, but periods of extreme heat have also dried up the water and sewage authority's supply. During a media briefing on Monday, WASA's Director of Operations, Shaira Ali, explained that reservoirs are below capacity levels. Consequently, an estimated 600,000 people have been impacted.
At present, Trinidad has recorded a deficit of 33.5 IMGD, or approximately 25% of total capacity, whilst Tobago is experiencing a deficit of 2.85 IMGD, or approximately 43% of total production capacity.
In addition to adjusting water schedule supplies to combat the effects of the dry season, the authority previously also instituted a hose ban. And according to the acting director of the TNT Meteorological Service, Shakir Beg, the coming weeks offer no resolve to the raging heat.
At least for the month of May, we'll continue to experience hot and dry conditions, and by the end of May into June, we'd start seeing some rainfall episodes. But what I'm seeing right now is that the initial set of rainfall will not be very significant.
Acting WASA CEO Calvin Romain reveals that several initiatives have been launched to ensure sustainable water supply. A streamlined water trucking service is also expected to augment service to vulnerable areas and groups. Romain added that 350 pressure loggers have been procured for just over $1 million TT dollars. Public Utilities Minister Marvin Gonzalez said, despite nearing a crisis, the current situation is not as bad as in years gone by.
I want to thank the Deputy Chair of the Board of WASA, who will now chair a committee to ensure that the measures that we put in place are well executed.
Gonzalez encouraged the public to use water responsibly.
With this year.
All right, Shalom. In this episode, will be called Drought and Famine, Cometh. All right. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakah Kodash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of the great millstone who rule well. Peace and salutation unto the hopeful elect, beginning with the 144,000 men. All right. Basically, drought and famine is coming. All right. You saw the clip here from Trinidad and Tobago. All right. Currently, our water situation is not the best. The same thing is happening in Babylon, where Trinidad and Tobago is actually called Little New York. All right, go figure why. All manner of wickedness goes on here in Trinidad and Tobago, this little so-called twin island republic. Okay, all manner of abominations and wickedness, things like carnival, etc. And Moism is a big thing here too as well. Okay. It's a big thing here. It's all manner of witchcraft and wizardry goes on in this place, right? Abomination is abominable place. So the Lord is bringing a drought on this land. You heard it say that basically no water is pretty much, no rain is falling, all right? Everything is drying up, and the so-called minister, all right, he's basically saying that it's not as bad as Pras is, but he's a damn liar, right? Why? Because the evidence points to it being very bad. Let's go into this and then we'll get what happened in Babylon at the same time. Let's go here.
So folks, I'm down at the Arena Dam, and this is really, really, really astounding. Just completely astounding. Look how far the water has receded. This is the level of evaporation. This is how we are in real. This is the first time I've seen this like this. This is like, I'm not going to say climate change, but wow, this has got to be really hot. I haven't seen this like this for a long time. Look at how far the water has receded. Now, I can tell you folks, not too long ago, up to right here, was all filled with water. You could not be standing here, right? Here would have been filled with water not too long ago. Now look how far I can venture out. This is really amazing. So this means I can go all the way over there. Yeah, this is in some strange way, a kind of distorted way. It's fantastic. Look at where I'm walking. This would have been impossible just a few months ago.
Alright, it would have been impossible just a few months ago. Alright, so the Lord is bringing out his heat. The sun is shining bright. The sun is really striking. Yahweh Shai is doing his thing. Alright, look at the ground. Look how parched and dry it is. Okay?
So, this is why Wassa sometimes tells you, you have to conserve water. This is one of the main, in fact, this is our main natural water source, fresh water source. And if this has receded this much, and we are not even in the height of the dry season, you can just imagine what's coming. This is going to recede a lot further. This is really, really interesting. The ground is parched, cracked, dry, very interesting. So I'm going to exploit this, and I'm going to see just how far I can walk, because this is incredible. I would not have been able to walk here. You can see water was all here before. And now look at where I'm walking. Very, very, very interesting.
Alright, all these are what? Signs. Signs of the time. Okay? Signs of the time. Now let's get some more information here. Because the Lord is doing his thing. Let's get some of this here.
The largest reservoir in the U.S. is drying up, shrinking water supplies in the West. So what happens when a giant man-made lake gets so dramatically unmade? Lake Mead was formed following the construction of the Hoover Dam on the Colorado River in 1935. According to the U.S. Bureau of Reclamation, the government agency that manages power and water in the West, for 115 miles through volume in the summer of 1983, and has been shrinking ever since. This historic high point, 1,226 feet, is easily referenced by the white bathtub ring of minerals extending up the rock walls bordering the lake, left behind.
And that white ring you can see there in the video here is taller than the Statue of Liberty. It's the Statue of Liberty plus 6 feet at the time when this was made, but over a year ago. So it's probably even way taller than that now. That tells you the amount, the gallons, the millions of gallons of water, alright, that no longer there. Okay, this is Lake Mead. This is the biggest man-made lake, biggest water reservoir, in America. Feeds over 25 million people. Right, so you have the Lake Mead in America, you have Arena Dam in Trinidad and Tobago. Alright, all drying up. Okay? There are three-tier water cuts happening right now. California is the main state that is fed by here, but also Nevada, Las Vegas, Nevada, where 90% of the water comes from Lake Mead. So you can imagine what's taking place with this, and with the influx of all these immigrants who demand water use as well. Okay, but all this falls into the plan, a so-called plan of the global banking elite, which really is the plan of Yahweh Basham Yahushai anyway. Alright, when you go here, this video is from the elder brother out in New York, Brother Abawan Gaba. A WEF insider reveals the new 9 to 11 will be a global famine. Alright, because with drought comes what? Comes famine. How does food grow? It needs water, right? Yeah, it does. Okay, so I'll play some of this here too.
Here's what we know. The elite plan to kick off the food shortage in Europe, which is historically one of the best fed regions in the whole world. When the dominoes begin to fall and the consequences for the rest of the world kick in, the globe will be plunged into a devastating famine that will make 9/11 and the COVID pandemic look like child's play. The elite have been building up to this moment since the dying days of the COVID pandemic. Bill Gates suddenly moved into farming, quickly becoming America's biggest landowner. And we've been dealing with a spate of food production fires across the US and Europe, placing stress on the supply chain. Here are 5 of the most disturbing future events outlined in detail by the global elite during their wargaming event in the heart of the EU last month.
Now notice there, when you go back here,
placing stress on the supply chain. Here are 5 of the most disturbing...
Notice what you see in the corner there. You see dry land, desert, with dead animals, right? Drought, famine, all right? Going back into Egypt with our forefather Joseph, you know? So it's going to be hell on earth going into Jacob's trouble, all right? It's going to be great hell in this place. Let's get to some precepts. The book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 16, verse 17. It reads, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great debt. Right? Famine and great debt. This is what they intend to do, the WEF and the global banking elite. Right? The beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils, what shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine, which comes along hand in hand with what? Drought, and plague, tribulation, and anguish are sent as scourges for amendments, right, for you to repent. But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of their scourges. All right? You know, it's going to be a mess. It says, behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case, and even then shall evils grow upon the earth. Sword, right? Because that's what the guy goes into, and I want to play the whole video, you know, from the Elder Mohan Gabar's video. All right, the sword, people killing one another, famine, you know, drought, and great confusion.